first aid kits. Do you buy one or do you make one? Stick around with me to find out which one I choose. Hey y'all, you're watching Bayou Bushcraft and Camping. My name is Andrew, and today we're gonna break down my personal first aid kit to see what I take into the woods. Whether you buy a first aid kit at the store or make one yourself, you need to understand the capabilities and the limitations of your particular first aid kit, so that way you can use it properly. When you purchase a first aid kit from the store, it might say like 200 piece first aid kit or 250 pieces, something like that. Most of it is going to be bandages and band-aids, and that's great for little nicks and cuts. But if you have anything more serious, this first aid kit is not quite going to cut it. A personal first aid kit is just that. It's personalized. You need to make sure that the things that you have in your first aid kit are situations that you are most likely to encounter for whatever you happen to be doing outdoors, and that you can handle every item in the first aid kit and know how to use it properly. I'm gonna break down my first aid kit into 3 different categories: the must-haves, the nice-to-haves, and then the oh crap items. And I have some special bonus items for you that I think we should also consider carrying into the woods. Band-aids, self-explanatory. The band-aids that I like are the fabric band-aids. They seem to be very durable. You can get your band-aid wet multiple times and it will stay on your skin and even dry out because of the fabric. So that's the band-aid that I prefer because it just seems to hold better than other band-aids. If we need something larger than a band-aid because we have a more serious wound, some gauze pads. Very lightweight, but these are going to be great for covering up a larger scrape or a burn or something like that. You of course want to carry maybe some triple antibiotic ointment, so that way you don't have to worry about wounds getting infected. I burn myself relatively often when I go camping and with campfires, so burn gel is definitely a must-have. We also have the BZK antiseptic towelettes to clean a wound. Bug bites, we've got anti-itch cream, antihistamine cream. This is going to be great for stings and bites and anything that's going to cause some sort of irritation. I also keep tweezers in my first aid kit. These are definitely necessary, especially within the last few years. Ticks have become really bad, so having a nice pair of tweezers is great for your first aid kit. I consider these a must-have item. One thing that's become a lot more popular in recent years is leukotape. I've got this wrapped around my pill bottle, which I carry some over-the-counter medications in here. All that I have is some aspirin, some Tylenol, and some ibuprofen, and then I have some antihistamine Benadryl. These are all different colors and it's very easy to tell the difference. Make sure that if you're mixing pills together that you clearly and obviously know what they are so that you don't mix them up. Now all the bandages that I just showed you could potentially be replaced or even outperformed by leukotape. This is great for bandage applications or for blister prevention. Leukotape is kind of the go-to for backpackers. If I was to get rid of everything, I would only take this pill bottle and leukotape if I wanted to do super ultra light first aid kit. After a long day on the trail, sometimes your feet hurt really bad, your back hurts, you bumped your knee, you ganked your ankle, and you just need a little bit of medicine to help you with the pain so that you can actually go to sleep. And you have leukotape for cuts and scrapes, things like that. Moving on to the more serious items, if you go camping and hiking with blades on you, then you probably want to bring some more serious first aid items. I like this device here. It's a wound closure device, so this works similar to stitches. Some other items that are great for cuts is going to be these 3M Steri-strips. Now, this is great for closing up lacerations in your skin, but anything that's going to be major bleeding, of course, you're going to want to apply pressure. So that's why I keep an ACE bandage in my first aid kit along with gauze pads. So that way I can use this to apply pressure to a wound to help stop the bleeding. And if it's not too bad and I need stitches, but maybe I'm too far away from the hospital or having to hike days out of the woods to go to the hospital, I can use the Steri-Strip to help seal up the wound until I can get more help. A couple other medications that I keep in my first aid kit are anti-diarrheal pills. If you accidentally drink contaminated water, that can cause diarrhea, and that would be a killer if you can't stay hydrated. So having anti-diarrheal pills, in my opinion, are great for me. I also tend to get heartburn sometimes, so I like to have a little bit of Pepto-Bismol with me and some anti-heartburn medication. I also keep some anti-nausea medication, so that way I can stay hydrated if I get sick on the trail until I can get to help, that is. And then of course, just for more emergency supplies stashed, I do have aqua tabs. These weigh nothing, they're completely negligible with the weight, but yet there's 10 tabs in here, so that will purify 10 liters of drinking water, and there's just no reason not to have some extra water purification with you at all times. Last but not least, we have gloves, especially if another hiker in your party is injured and you don't want to come into contact with their bodily fluids. Gloves are going to be a must-have. When you're out in the woods camping, hiking, and bushcrafting, a knife is often a necessary tool for your toolkit, but it can also be a liability. And because of that, I recommend that you carry some more serious first aid equipment when you go into the woods and you plan on doing blade work. The best thing that you can use to stop life-threatening bleeding on an arm or a leg is going to be a tourniquet, along with direct pressure to the wound. You can also get a product like this, Bleed Stop. This is not going to work great for really deep cuts, especially if it needs to go into the wound, but for superficial wounds, this can cause some clotting. In order to apply pressure to a wound, we have this trauma bandage here. It's a compression bandage. So these are really great to apply pressure, especially if you injure your arm and you only have one hand to treat your wound and apply pressure to the wound. You can use this in order to do that. For more serious bleeding, I'm gonna have a pressure bandage, some Bleed Stop, and a tourniquet. However, if you're going to be using these items in the field, you should be hitting this button right there. A GPS communicator is going to be your #1 safety in the woods, besides telling someone where you're going to be and when you're going to get back. If you are having to apply a tourniquet to yourself, you need to be hitting that SOS button or calling 911 if possible, because you are in a life-threatening emergency. One thing that's optional you could carry are a pair of trauma shears. This is great, especially if you have an injury to, say, your upper leg and you can't get your pants off in time to see what's going on with the wound. You can cut your clothing so that you can have a chance at treating your wound. And I would also recommend that you carry a lighter in your first aid kit, so that way you can have a chance at treating hypothermia in case your lighter is lost. You have one in your first aid kit in addition to all the other lighters that you have stashed throughout your backpack. This is a pretty cool shaped knife. I feel like it's, you know, it's that kind of thing. Of course, these bandages and whatnot don't weigh anything. They're completely negligible in terms of weight, but once you put it all together, it adds up. So let's say that we have bandages and wound closure devices. That alone weighs 0.8 ounces. Let's add to that our antihistamine, our burn gel, and our triple antibiotic. That now weighs 0.8 ounces. Let's go ahead and add in our antiseptic towelettes, our tweezers, and my chosen medications that I personally like to have with me, along with Leukotape. and that is going to weigh 1.2 ounces. So those medications definitely add some weight. You can pick the medications that you need, of course, for your particular situations. And the entire first aid kit together weighs 1.7 ounces. So I feel like for the capabilities that this offers you, that is not a bad weight at all. If we're going to be doing work with blades in the woods and we need more serious first aid, this alone is going to weigh our trauma shears as well. So these additional items here are 2.6 ounces. And of course, the Zoleo, which you should have on you anyway, is 2 ounces. Our worst case scenario first aid kit that can handle almost anything that you would encounter on your woods adventure. You've got a tourniquet, you've got a compression bandage, we have our trauma shears, we have bleed stop, and we have our personal first aid kit with all the medications. All in, we are looking at 4.5 ounces total. For the capabilities that a life-saving kit like this might offer you, 4.5 ounces doesn't seem too bad. That's not ultra light, and I don't know if I would go hiking the Appalachian Trail with that weight, but for me, for what I do in the woods, I think that that's great. This is Bayou Bushcraft and Camping. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.